Hello there, it's James here again, and thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk to you today about why it's perfectly okay if you, as a woman, are attracted to a rich man, to a man with deep pockets, to a man who makes lots of money. You know, women today, they unfairly get labeled as gold diggers or trashy or only after a man's money, and it's unfair because a woman's desire to be taken care of and to be protected and to be able to provide for her children with the help of a man is deeply ingrained in our psychology. Now, I just read a fabulous book called The Evolution of Desire by a Harvard professor called David Buss, and he spent 7 years interviewing 10,000 men and women about their mating patterns, about why women are attracted to a certain type of man, why men are attracted to a certain type of woman. And what he found is that today, even in today's world, a woman is still attracted to a man of means, to a man who has money, to a man who has financial prowess, to a man of resources, the same way that she was attracted to a man of resources back when we were cavemen. I've taken some notes from this book, and I'm going to read you some of them. There's a computer screen just underneath the lens of the camera that I'm speaking into now, and I've got some notes. But I really want to stress and urge here that if you're a woman, you should not feel bad if you are attracted to a rich man, to a millionaire, to a man who's a powerful man, a man who's the owner of a company, who's the CEO of a successful business, to a man who has high social status. If you're attracted to that kind of man, it's perfectly okay. It's in your psychology. This has been going on for years and years and years, and I'm going to explain why with the help of the notes in this book, obviously, The Evolution of Desire by the Harvard professor David Buss. So I'm just going to read some notes here, okay? So, imagine living as our ancestors did long ago, struggling to keep warm by the fire, hunting meat for our kin, gathering nuts, berries, and herbs, and avoiding dangerous animals and hostile humans. If we were to select a mate who failed to deliver the resources promised, who had affairs, who was lazy, who lacked hunting skills, or heaped physical abuse on us, our survival would be tenuous and our reproduction at risk. Basically, that's saying that back in the olden days, a woman, when choosing a mate, when choosing a man, had to choose a man who was going to protect her, who was going to provide for her, who was going to ensure her safety and the safety of her children. If she went with a man who couldn't provide these resources, who wasn't strong, who wasn't able to go out and hunt and kill animals, who wasn't, in today's terms, a rich man, then her life was at stake. She would die, or she wouldn't live as long. So it's perfectly natural for a woman to be attracted to a powerful, rich man, because a powerful, rich man is going to be able to provide for her, take care of her, protect her, feed her children. Now, of course, in today's society, women can take care of themselves. Women can earn their own money. Women can provide for themselves in today's society. However, this is a fairly new thing. This has only been happening really the last 100 years, really happening the last sort of 50 or 60 years. But it doesn't change the fact that it's deeply ingrained in our psychology, these male-female roles. I'm going to continue reading here some of these notes. Human beings mating is strategic, and our strategies are designed to solve particular problems for strategic mating. Those in our evolutionary past who failed to mate successfully failed to become our ancestors. In other words, they died. All of us descend from a long and unbroken line of ancestors who competed successfully for desirable mates, attracted mates who were reproductively valuable, retained mates long enough to reproduce, fended off interested rivals, and solved the problems that could have impeded reproductive success. Today, we carry in us the sexual legacy of those success stories. So the book here goes on to say that women prefer men with the following characteristics, okay? And by the way, this has been going on since our ancestors, since we were cavemen and cavewomen, millions of years. Women prefer men with desirable nests. A woman in our evolutionary past who chose to mate with a man who was flighty or impulsive or philandering or unable to sustain relationships found herself raising her children alone without the benefit of the resources aid. and protection that another man may have offered. A woman who preferred to mate with a reliable man who was willing to commit to her was more likely to have children who survived and thrived. The book also says, wherever women show a mating preference, the male's resources are often the key criteria, okay? A male's resources. That, in today's world, means a man's wealth, his ability to be able to provide for her, to protect for her, to create the health care for her and for her children. In fact, David Buss, who wrote this book and did the study, he asked all these women, what do they desire most in men? And it was financial resources. It was a man's resourcefulness. In fact, women, according to this study, desire financial resources about 100% more than what men do. So they desire someone with resources twice as much as what a man does. And he goes on to say that these preferences helped a woman's ancestral mothers solve the problems of survival and reproduction. Some other points here about women, like why they're attracted to high social status guys. So this might be, again, someone who's in the media, someone who runs a company, it might be a celebrity, someone who's held in high regard in society. Women like these men. Women are attracted to these men because it provides a powerful clue to his possession of resources. See, it's all about resources. Can the man take care of the woman? Can the man provide for the woman? Can the man provide for the woman and their offspring? Along with status, so that's this social status, the idea is that a man will be able to provide better food, more abundant territory, and superior healthcare. According to the book, women like men who are educated and who have professional degrees. Again, these are characteristics linked with social status. Women prefer older men because they're likely to be more mature, more stable, and more reliable in their provisioning. The status potential of men becomes clearer with increasing age. Men's financial resources generally do not peak until their 40s or 50s, which is why younger women are attracted to older men. You know, the older the man, or the more likely the man, the more the man is in his 40s and 50s, obviously the more power, the more resources he's been able to accumulate, therefore the greater his propensity to be able to provide for the woman. Again, I know in today's society a woman doesn't need a man to survive, but again, this was going on for millions and millions of years, and it's deeply rooted in our psychology. Women may mate temporarily with a younger man, but typically they seek an older man when they decide to settle down in marriage. Women also value ambition, dependability, and stability in men. Excuse me. Also, intelligence. It's a great indicator of the possession of economic resources. Again, it's coming back to resources. The other thing is a man's physical size, his strength, and his physical prowess are cues to the solutions to the problem of protection. So women judge a shorter man as undesirable, or as more undesirable as a potential mate who's actually taller and bigger. A man who's tall, physical, strong, and athletic is very desirable to a woman. Again, because back in ancestral times, if you were big and you were tall and you were muscular, then you could fight off the bear that was coming to eat you, and fight off the bear that was coming to eat your children. So, and also fight off other hostile men. So a man who was physically strong, who could take care of himself, who could take care of his woman, who could take care of the children, was obviously more desirable to a woman than a guy who wouldn't. If she was to settle with an average guy or a shorter man, as someone who maybe didn't have that skill set to be able to fight off hostile humans or hostile animals, she would die. She was putting her life at risk. Good health. Back in ancestral times, if you as a woman chose an unhealthy man, you put yourself and your family at risk of being contaminated by disease. Your partner was also less able to perform essential functions and provide crucial benefits to her and her children, such as food, protection, healthcare. And your mate also, if he was sick, might die early, again cutting off the flow of resources towards you. So a preference for a healthy mate solves the problem of mate survival and ensures that resources are likely to be delivered over the long run. This is why women are attracted to tall, athletic, strong men who are healthy. You know, men who are healthy, men who don't look like they're going to die tomorrow or at least anytime soon, because this man, again, is going to be able to protect and provide for them in the long run. Commitment from a man shows a willingness to commit those resources to a woman and their children, which is why a woman always wants commitment from a man, because when she gets that commitment, then this man is showing a willingness to commit the resources to her, not just today, but also in the long term. So just getting back to this book, The Evolution of Desire by the Harvard professor David Buss, Strategies of Human Mating, a fascinating book. Again, if you're attracted to a rich man, a wealthy man, a powerful man, you're not a gold digger, okay? You shouldn't be like harpooned by society. Society shouldn't judge you. This is deeply ingrained in your psychology. It's perfectly okay. A lot of women I know in today's media, in today's society, they get labeled in such a bad way because of this. But again, if we just understand where we've come from as humans in our evolutionary cycle, in our life story, then it's quite easy to understand why women feel this way. I must admit, as a man, I used to feel aggrieved when I felt like a woman only wanted me for my money, or a woman was chasing me for my success, and I was like, oh, like, they're so predictable, women, and I would scoff at women for this. But obviously in recent years, as I've learned more about human being psychology and our mating rituals and what a man wants and what a woman wants, now I understand it from a whole big picture. I can understand that it's perfectly reasonable. Now, I'm not going to talk today about what it is that men find attractive in women. That we'll leave that for another video. But for the time being, I'm just giving you permission that don't feel bad about going after a successful man. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about looking for a rich, wealthy man who's going to provide for you. Because again, this is deeply ingrained within a woman's psychology. This has been going on for millions of years. And even though today's society says that you don't need a man for survival, in your mind, in the human female mind, you still gravitate towards that. You still want that. You still need that. Even if the rational side of you says, well, actually, that's not true because today I can earn my own money and I can provide for myself and everything. On a subconscious level, according to the book anyway, according to the study and according to the study of 10,000 men and women about what they wanted, women want to be with a powerful, strong, wealthy man who can provide resources. So it's okay. So yeah, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. Watch for a video next time. I'm going to talk about what it is that what men find attractive in women. If you'd like me to send you some more details about this and some other topics, just put your email address in there and I'll send you a whole bunch of stuff, which again will help you unlock the male mind. As I said in some of my previous videos, I've been the guy that I've been every guy that you've ever dated. I've been the guy that broke your heart. You've broken my heart. I've cheated on you. You've cheated on me. You've gone running from me because I was too needy. I was the guy that held you at arm's length just a little bit, gave you a little bit, kept to keep you captivated, but didn't give you enough. Like I've dated women for about 20 years, and so I know how I've been thinking when I've been with a particular type of woman. I know why. In the time, I didn't know why I acted a certain way, why I pushed women away, or why I fell in love, or why I ran the other direction. But as I continue to go on this journey of reading every single book I can and talking to experts and interviewing movie stars and celebrities and interviewing all of my friends and interviewing super successful people about this, I'm understanding fully why I did those things and why my friends do those things and why men run away when you want commitment and why men stay when you want commitment and why men are super needy and why men are always unavailable or why men do the things that they do. Again, I've been on this journey now for a number of years, and I read books like this all the time. I seek out people like John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, sold more than 50 million copies. Sexologists, relationship experts. Again, like I said, I used to interview movie stars, so I've asked people like Brad Pitt and George Clooney and Bradley Cooper and Richard Gere and David Beckham and Tom Brady. I've interviewed all of these guys in person and asked them, what is it about women that you find attractive? And for those guys who are married, I said, what was it about your wife that first attracted you to her in the first place? And the answers are so interesting. It's not what you think. I know a lot of women think, oh, it's just beauty and they're supermodels. No, it's not the true. In fact, a lot of these successful guys, if you look at their wives, they're not the traditional supermodel types. I'm just talking about celebrities here. It was other things about their wives that attracted them to them. And so anyway, I've compiled all these answers from these successful guys. Yeah, I want to keep sharing it with you. So keep watching these videos. I'm going to share with you their answers. Put your email address in there, and I'm gonna send you some of their answers as well. A bunch of whole other tips as well. And if you'd like to know more about the evolution of desire, check it out. You should grab this book and read it. It's a fascinating read. But yeah, just getting back to the main point. If you are attracted to a wealthy man, or you want a wealthy man or a rich man who's going to provide for you, then that's perfectly okay. It's deeply ingrained in your psychology. Don't feel bad about it. Don't let anyone call you a gold digger, okay? It's all right. It's perfectly fine. And in a video to come, I'm going to talk about what it is that men find attractive in a woman and why. What lesson can we learn from our ancestral past to show us why a man wants to be with a certain type of woman. So watch for that video that's coming soon. Put your email address in if you want me to send you some more information about these kind of topics, and I'll see you soon.